Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So I was searching through the internet and I found some new photos of The Walking Dead Season 10. I found a group of photos, just some set pictures that show the characters. It shows a lot of the main characters. Nothing too huge, nothing too revealing, probably nothing that's going to be ruining the entire season. But there is some interesting things in these pictures. It kind of gives away some possible information about what to expect in Season 10. Now, these photos are a few weeks old. I just stumbled across them today, so I'm going to be going through them. But they are pretty cool, and like I said, they do reveal some things, not too much, but they reveal a little bit about what to possibly expect in Season 10, or perhaps just the first half of Season 10. I figure they've only shown footage of the first half of Season 10. Like, these are only pictures of the first half. That's usually how The Walking Dead does it every year. Like, the trailer is just the first half, pictures and stuff. It's just the first 8 episodes of the season. And then the back 8 episodes, they get promoted later on, usually after the first half is done airing. So like I said, these are all probably first 8 episodes, but who knows? Maybe this could be like episode 9, episode 10, who knows? But I mean, a lot of these pictures have Michonne in them, and I think she leaves in the first half, or maybe early on in the second half, so I don't know if that reveals anything. Anyway, I'm going to go through these photos one at a time. Now, this first one is just Michonne and Daryl walking around outside. It looks like they're looking for something, or they're doing something intense, or they're having an intense conversation. There's something on Daryl's leg. I can't tell if it's like a red ribbon wrapped around it, or if he's bleeding, or if he's injured. But it's Michonne and Daryl walking around, and it looks like they might be at Oceanside. Maybe not, but the area kind of looks, the area in the photo, it kind of looks Oceanside-esque. So I don't know if they're at Oceanside, or if they're somewhere else, or if they're just outside, or if they're just outside of one of the communities. I mean, I know that they build things. They're probably building things and having preparations so that they can fight the Whisperers, if they need to. I know that they don't start the Whisper War right away, but yeah. So it's basically Michonne and Daryl walking around outside, and then there's 2 people behind them in the background, but they both look like no-name characters. At the very least, they're characters I haven't seen before, so they're probably just background extras in the background, but yeah. Okay, so the second photo is pretty interesting. Michonne looks really worried about something, really scared, like there's something dangerous up ahead, and she's kind of looking upward. I mean, she's leaning forward a little bit, but she's looking upward. Her eyes are looking upward. I don't know if it could be like a helicopter, one of the CRM people or whatever, one of the helicopter people, or if it's possibly a walker hanging in a tree, or if it's a dead body hanging in a tree, if it's something up in the sky, if it's something like leveled at her head. But like I said, she's kind of looking up, and she's definitely scared of something, or is defensive. She's in a defensive stance because she's staying in front of Judith, and she's got her hand in the position where it's like, okay, Judith, stay back. So there's something dangerous, and she's keeping Judith behind her protectively. So I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. That's a little revealing. There's something dangerous, probably having something to do with the Whisperers. Maybe it's something else, but there's definitely something dangerous that Michonne is looking at in this photo, and she's signaling Judith to stay back and stay behind her, and she just has a look on her face like there's something dangerous going on that she's looking at. So that's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. And this third photo is just a picture of Michonne and Magna. Nothing too revealing here. They're both just standing in the photo. They look like they're talking about something. Maybe they're talking to each other. Maybe they're looking at something. Maybe they're talking to a group of characters, and they're outside of the range of the photo, so we don't see the other characters. We just see Michonne and Magna. I don't know, but it's kind of a casual photo. It's just Michonne and Magna, but it's interesting. I wonder if their dynamic will develop, because they didn't really like each other at the start of last season. Magna's group tried to join Alexandria, and Michonne did not want them to join Alexandria. She just wanted them thrown out, and she saw a tattoo on Magna's hand, I think. and was like, she went to prison, we got to kick her out. So I know that they've kind of moved past that now, and Magna's entire group, including Magna, have proven their worth and proven their loyalty. So we'll see if the dynamic between Michonne and Magna develops, or if there's still any bitterness about how Michonne tried to kick them all out at in like episode 6, episode 7 of last season. But yeah, it's interesting that there's a photo of Michonne and Magna. I mean, they're both two very important characters. I mean, Michonne's obviously an important character, and Magna's pretty much the most prominent character in her little group that joined last season. She's pretty much the leader of her own little group. So it's interesting that there's a photo of these two. But yeah. And here is a picture of Yumiko. It looks like she's investigating something, like a dead body, or there's something on the ground, and Yumiko's investigating it. At least that's what it looks like to me. I can't tell if it's a dead body, a person, a walker, a piece of clothing, something else. It kind of looks like a blanket or something, or like a piece of someone's clothing that got torn off, something like that. But Yumiko looks like she's investigating, so there's probably other characters with her. They're just out of the frame. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so this next picture is a photo of Negan and Gabriel. They appear to be in Negan's cell, so I guess Negan is still locked up in Season 10. But we know that he gets free at some point because he was shown free in the Season 10 trailer. He is definitely free in the Season 10 trailer because he's talking to Gabriel and Aaron, and he tells Gabriel, look, I don't want to join the war, I just want to plant crops and bury corpses, and Gabriel's like, nope, you join Aaron, you're gonna fight in the war. So that's interesting. But this is possibly happening before then, when Negan is still locked up. Maybe this is something that leads up to Negan being free. But Negan is talking to Gabriel, and Negan seems like he's trying to, he looks like he's trying to be friendly or nice or productive or something. He just has that look on him, like he's not trying to be like a troll or an asshole. Like he's actually trying to be useful and helpful, even if he's going to be locked up. And he's talking to Gabriel about something. He's probably learning about the Whisperers. He probably has to learn a lot about the Whisperers from what Gabriel tells him or what Michonne tells him. In the trailer, Negan's talking about the Whisperers. So Negan finds out about the Whisperers, and he says that, I think something like, the boogeyman has revealed itself, and people are putting their shitting pants back on. Something like that. So Negan definitely finds out about the Whisperers, and I imagine other characters, like I said, Gabriel, Michonne, who knows who else, maybe even Judith, they tell him about the Whisperers, they tell him about the heads on spikes. I mean, I feel like he should at least know about his ex-wife's, Frankie's, death. I mean, she didn't really like him that much, but I think in his own twisted way, he cared about her, and he would want to know that she was dead. So we'll see, but it looks like Negan and Gabriel are having some sort of intense conversation. I imagine the first few episodes of Season 10 are going to be Negan learning about the Whisperers, and him talking to Judith, talking to Gabriel, talking to Michonne, talking to whoever is willing to talk to him inside of the cell. Probably Gabriel is the one that's the most willing to talk to him, because he's the one that's probably been talking to him the most, and he doesn't want Negan to die. In the finale of last season, he was like, look, there's a blizzard, we have to let Negan out of his cell so he can live. So Gabriel does sort of slightly care about Negan. So Negan and Gabriel are talking about something. I don't know what, but it could be the Whisperers, could be something else. But it's interesting because Negan and Gabriel have had a dynamic for 4 seasons now. Ever since Season 7, when Negan was like, oh, look at you sneaking up on me with that creepy-ass smile. And then in Season 8, they were locked up they were trapped in that trailer together, and they kind of started to grow a bond. And obviously in Season 9, their dynamic continued because Gabriel kept talking to him while he was locked up. So they have an interesting dynamic, and it looks like that dynamic is continuing through Season 10, which makes sense. So, yeah. Okay, so this photo shows Negan free, like I'm talking about. Now, I don't know the circumstances of Negan being free. All I know is that at some point in Season 10, he's not in a cell anymore. He is allowed out of his cell in plain sight. He's probably not considered a threat anymore. It could be temporary. It could be just for him to help them with things, and then he goes back to the cell. And maybe he gets like a day a week of freedom or something in exchange, or just, I don't know, maybe they're just forcing him to help them. Maybe they just let him out completely. I don't know the circumstances or why he gets let out, but he does get let out, and he's out in the open. I don't know if this is Alexandria. I'm guessing this is Alexandria, or maybe it's Hilltop. I mean, I wouldn't want him to be he shouldn't be at Hilltop when Maggie arrives back there, but I don't know, she might come back to Alexandria. I don't know what they're doing with Maggie. I just know that Negan being free is not a good thing if Maggie returns, so I don't know what's going on with Negan, but he's definitely free in this photo, and he's definitely free in parts of Season 10. And it looks like he is planting crops, and that's something he talks about in the trailer of Season 10, how he just wants to plant crops. So he's planting crops, he's doing something with like growing tomatoes or something, and then there's this other character with him in the photo, and I don't know who that is. I don't think I've seen him before. He's probably a new character. I don't know who the character is, if he's important, if he's minor. He looks like he's got an Oceanside spear weapon, so he might be an Oceanside member, but I don't know. And here we have the three men that are all fighting over the same woman, the three men in the love quadrangle or whatever it is, Eugene, Gabriel, and Siddiq. I don't know what they're doing with this. It's just funny. Like, three men are fighting over Rosita. It's just, I mean, I think Gabriel is the best one for Rosita, and I think Rosita thinks that Gabriel is the best one. I mean, he's pretty much the most serious character out of all three of them. Eugene, there's just no romantic chemistry. They're just best friends, and that's it. And they should be best friends. I'm fine with that. They've had a really long dynamic, pretty much the longest dynamic of any two characters in the series other than Daryl and Carol. So I want Eugene and Rosita to just be friends, but who knows, maybe Eugene is still trying to swoon her. And then there's Siddiq, just the awkward Siddiq that is just kind of awkward. I mean, he's the guy that when he got introduced, Carl killed, and then the only episode he got any real screen time last season was the episode where he was with the other 12 people, or not 12, the other 10 people that got decapitated, and he was the only survivor. It seems like wherever Siddiq goes, characters we like die, so he's just kind of awkward. And then he knocked Rosita up, but he's not really going to be the father. He's just probably going to be the biological father that maybe gets to visit the baby. But he is holding a crib in that picture, so I don't know. Maybe they're all just teaming up or something weird. I don't know. It's just funny. Like, just watch it. All three of them live the season, and then Rosita dies. I bet they're going to do that. Or maybe they just kill Siddiq. Yeah, just get rid of him. I don't like him that much. The actor's good, but yeah. And this is an interesting photo. This is some sort of fight, some sort of battle that's going on. There's trees that have been cut down in the background, or trees that have fallen in the background. There's a big fire. Everything looks all over the place. There's smoke. This is a very revealing part of Season 10. I don't know what episode this is. I don't know what scene this is. I don't know what happened, what led up to this, but this is definitely a very intense fight scene in Season 10, and it better be in Season 10. I mean, why have this photo and just be like, ha ha ha, just kidding, it doesn't actually happen in the season. This looks like something that will be happening in the season, and this is kind of revealing. There's some sort of fight going on. I don't know if it's walkers, whispers. There's some figures in the background in the distance. I don't know if it's people on their own team, if it's whispers, if it's walkers, but they're behind them, and they don't look like they care that much about what's behind them. So maybe it's their own people behind them, but yeah, there's a fire, stuff is getting destroyed, everyone's got their weapons out like they're about to fight and kill. And we have Carol Deanne, I love Deanne. I'm so happy she's still alive. She's been around since season 7. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Like her character. Michonne, Daryl, and I can't tell who the 5th one is. It looks like it might be Cindy. We know that Cindy returns this season. That has been confirmed. It kind of looks like her, but it's a different hairstyle than she's had before, and her gun is covering a lot of her face, so it's kind of hard to tell. But it does look like it could be Cindy, or maybe it's a new character. But yeah, very interesting photo. I wonder what's going on in this photo. But yeah, I guess they're in some sort of fight or something. And then last but not least, we have a little group of walkers. Now, I don't know if it's a part of a big herd or if it's just these walkers. The characters are probably having to deal with them or something. I don't know. It's just a picture of walkers, and then there's some dead bodies on the ground. Now, I don't know if all these are walkers or if all of these are whisperers. They can't all be whisperers. Some of them are definitely walkers. It would be too good of a disguise for it to be all whisperers. Like, some of these guys are definitely walkers. They're walkers. They're walkers. You can tell it's not. I mean, it is someone in a mask in real life, but as far as the show goes, these are walkers. I mean, the guy in the front, like that, he looks like he's mostly skeleton. I mean, that's not a whisperer, but one of them could be a whisperer. There could be a whisperer hiding amongst them, and the bodies, I don't know if they're walkers or whisperers at all. I really can't tell. But there's bodies, and then there's whisperers, not whisperers, possibly whisperers, walkers walking around. And I don't know what scene this is, if it's part of a herd, if the characters are going to kill these walkers, or if it's just going to be a scene showing walkers and then it cuts to something else. But yeah. Anyway, that's all of them. So yeah, pretty interesting photos, some interesting information being revealed in these photos. And I'm very excited for season 10 of The Walking Dead to premiere. That is next month. Holy crap, we are getting there. I'm worried about season 10 because I'm worried that we're going to be losing a lot of my favorite characters like Rosita, Ezekiel. I kind of like Cal. I feel like they're all going to die this season just because they've lived longer than they do in the comics. It doesn't mean they're going to live forever. I mean, who knows if one of them's going to be like Abraham and he just lives 5 minutes longer than the comics and dies anyway. But I am very excited for season 10. Can't wait for next month. Can't wait to see the Whisperer War and you know, find out who dies, who lives, how they take Michonne out of the story since she's leaving. And Angela Kang is still like the head showrunner, and she did an amazing job with season 9. Season 9 was one of the best seasons of the series, a huge comeback for the show, and I'm hoping that season 10 will be as good as season 9. It doesn't even need to be better than season 9. If it's as good as season 9, I will be happy. I mean, it can be better, that's fine, but season 9 was so good. Season 10 being as good would be fine with me. I love how season 9 was just so good, and I'm very, very excited for season 10. But yeah, that is all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 589 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 600 in the next few weeks. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support matters, and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 600. We are just 11 subscribers away from 600 subs. Just 11 subscribers away. If 11 more people subscribe, we are there. We are at 600 subscribers. That's a huge deal. That's a huge milestone. Can't wait for that. So super excited. But yeah, once we get to 600, I'll be making a video celebrating that milestone, but that's a big one. That's just 400 away from a K. 400 away from a K. 60% of the way there. Awesomeness. Can't wait for 600. But yeah, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.